Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brickformula review of LEGO set 7065, Alien Mothership. It has 416 pieces for ages 8 to 14. Really? It's from Alien Conquest, and this set retails for $59.99. Here in the front, we see a picture of the Alien Mothership. And it's funny that it's called that because when I hear the word Alien Mothership, I'm thinking of this huge mother ship. Okay, like the ones in Independence Day where they have the saucers and the troops inside. But this is really just a little saucer with a big ring around it. Alright, and here on the side we have the minifigures. More on that later. And on the back side here we can see that the ring can spin. That sounds like fun. And over here it says that the ring is 19.3 inches in diameter. Alright, and we have some other features that are pretty cool. And I'll talk about this set in more detail coming up. Here are the minifigures, and we'll start with the reporter. She comes with some pretty cool accessories. We have 2 microphones, there's the other one, and we have a newspaper that says Brick Times, Aliens Attack, and why? Well, who knows? They're probably after you. And on the body art here, we see the word press on her ID badge. I wonder if the lady reporters get that kind of joke behind the scenes. Who knows, right? There she is smiling, giving me a false sense of security. And here in the back, some details there. They try to make her look slim by shading in these parts over here. And there's her alternate face, where she's mind controlled. With the hair on, it looks like she's bleeding from the head, but that's really just the lipstick. Okay? So I thought that was pretty cool. What I found funny was that on the official LEGO website, in the description for this set, they say the reporter is a he. Wow, well that sure fooled me. Imagine my surprise. But then again, I have been fooled before. Next we have the cool alien clinger. As you can see, you can put some stuff in between these tentacles over here. I thought that was pretty cute. Okay, now he can hold the gun. Pretty intimidating. And you can combine that with the reporter, and then you'll see in the news, "We come in peace." And you see the buildings blowing up in the background. That should throw you into a panic. And then next we have the alien commander, who is really cool looking. Alright, I really love the job that they did on this guy. He has the Atlantis squid body part over here, and there's the details on the front. You see he's really highly decorated, and it looks like he spoke to Wolverine recently. And I like how they have the shoulder pads, the cape, and this piece all held together by this green translucent minifigure head. Okay, it's held on there pretty well too. It's not loose or anything like that. So that's really cool. And then on the back here, there's no details here, but overall, it's still a good job. Okay, so let's take a look at the set. First, I'd like to talk about the top half of the saucer because you get to build this first, and it's just easier to talk about it that way too. Here in the front, we have 1 laser gun. In total, there are 5, which is not much considering this is the Alien Mothership. You would think there's more. On the side here, we have these rods that can go up and down. I have no idea what it's for, but they look cool nonetheless. And on the back here, we have this handle, which is really sturdy. Okay, you don't have to worry about this thing falling apart when you play with it. On the top here, this canopy can open up like so. And if you look inside, we get 1 joystick. And we have these 2 screens on the side here. And it looks like we have space for 4 minifigures to sit in there comfortably. Maybe 8, not so comfortable. And you can probably pack in 50 in case you need to evac from a losing battle, making this one really sweet ride. You can put the commander in here, like that. Okay, he doesn't really stay attached there. Okay, but that's okay. Once you put the canopy down, he doesn't move much. He'll probably move a little bit, but it's not a big deal. On the bottom here, you'll notice that we have this red piece here, and that's what triggers the sound brick every time you rotate the ring. Alright, so I'll show you that later on. And even though I have this saucer separated from the ring right now, I don't think it's intended to separate because once you put this on there, it's pretty hard to get off. Alright, and I'll show you all that later on. Let's take a look at the ring. Here is the ring, and as you can see, it's pretty big. You'll probably notice that it's made of these railroad tracks on the side here. And I just want to point out that these are not the same kind of railroad tracks that you use on the regular trains. It's actually much smaller. They're only 2 studs wide on the inside. You may have seen it before in the LEGO Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, where they had the minecart running on these things. And you'll also notice that in that set, they were in a dark stone gray color. Over here, it's all black, which means that these parts are exclusive to this set. And speaking of parts, I love how it comes with 24 of these things. These are really nice. I'll probably use these in my own creations at a future date. Probably to make a military fighter or something. Who knows? But we'll see that sooner or later. And on the side here is where you have the laser guns. Okay, and there we go. On the bottom here we have the robotic arm, which is really neat. You can extend like this, and it can close up like that. You can also have it rotate, like so. And this claw here can open up, and you can grab onto anything, like the reporter, or some other civilians, whatever you like. Okay? And now, let's put it all together. Now, before I put this together, I just want to show you guys where the sound brick is, and it's right here in the middle. Okay? And you have this knob here, that once you push it down, you get that annoying sound. It was cool at first, but I played with this so much that now I'm just sick of it. Alright, now that's triggered by this red piece over here that I mentioned earlier. And it'll trigger it every time it rotates a full 360 degrees. So now we'll just put it together now. Okay, and that's not coming off anytime soon. Alright, and you just rotate it, and there we go. Okay. Now, if you're a parent and you're wondering if you should get this set for your kids, just think about the sound brick. That can get annoying really fast. You'll probably hear it in your sleep. It'll probably drive you nuts. Although in the end it's really not so bad. You can always remove that. Okay, if you have the UFO abduction set, you can swap the sound brick for the light brick, which actually is not a bad idea. But anyway, also want to warn against that. When this thing is spinning, it looks like the biggest handheld chainsaw ever made out of Lego bricks. So if you have other children, you might want to warn them to play responsibly, because you don't want them to run into this thing when it's spinning, because the sides here are pretty jagged, and these are not soft. Alright, because I would know. But in the end, I think children will find this to be a really cool set. Okay, on the price side, it's a little high, I think. Mainly because of the sound brick, but oh well, what can you do, right? In the end, I personally like it. It has really cool parts. But just because I like it, it doesn't mean that you might. So before you get this set, just think it over, okay? And that sums up my review. Hope you guys enjoyed this show, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.